Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and welcome to update number 13. It's been a good 4 weeks or so since we've found time to be able to record. There's been a lot going on, alhamdulillah, and we've been really busy on site. In the past few weeks or so, or week or so, we've set up this office. This is actually within the existing masjid. We've set up this office for a couple of our guys to move from our offices to actually be permanently based here. I myself now am probably here 80-90% of the time, simply because there's 80 days or so left to reach the 1st of September, and we've got a lot to do to hand this project over. So let's go out and have a look at what we've done so far. Okay, so we've just come outside our offices. This is a corridor now that we've just stripped back, and all the wiring has started going in. We've now set ourselves a challenge that within the next 14 days or so, inshallah, we'll have wiring and we'll start plasterboarding. So if you follow me through, this is actually the main entrance. Okay, when the school is live, what we'll have is everybody, the parents and the children coming in from another entrance. But if anybody's late or there's visitors visiting school, then they'll come in from Green Lane. It'll be through those doors, and we're going to have a hatch here. This is going to be the admin office, and you can see now this again is taking more shape. Today we've had ADT in, putting all the alarm, fire alarm system, intruder system in, and the CCTV cameras are also all being installed. So if you come outside, this is where a lot of the work's been happening. Okay, so here we are outside. We've just come through that door there. Door D will be the main door going into the school. Now all the doors to the building are all being changed, so we'll have new doors matching the way they were, or similar as possible as they were 100 years ago, the way the architect designed the layout of the door. And they should be installed probably within 4 to 6 weeks. Now, if you look up, you can see the phase 1, this gable end wall. We've got probably 60% of all the glazing in. We're waiting for the curved glass to arrive. It still hasn't arrived, but you can see how it's looking from outside. So that gives you an idea of what it's going to start looking like, and there's so much natural light going into the building. If you focus over onto phase 2, what you'll see here now, alhamdulillah, what we've done, and we'll go up and we'll have a closer look. But we've stripped back the old tiles. Over the past 2 weeks, we temporarily covered it with polythene, and now the roofers are here, alhamdulillah, and they are busy putting in the new slates. So alhamdulillah, a lot of progress. And where we've been having issues of getting scaffolding down, we've worked out an alternative method of protecting and creating a safe barrier for the roofers to work at height without having a scaffold, which we've been having problems trying to get a permit from Birmingham City Council. Let's go around the other side. Okay, so you can now see the other side of the building, and you can see the roof again. The old slates have been taken off. A new membrane has been applied, and the timber lath has also been nailed in. So alhamdulillah, there's been a lot of work on the side of the roof. So you can see now to my left, the smaller area of the roof that we've stripped back. We've protected it. We're waiting for the glazing to arrive before we can then start tiling this area. But whilst we're waiting that area, the area behind me, the higher up area, we're actually now slating. Let's go upstairs to the roof and give you a view at a high level. Okay, so here we are up on the roof. You can see what we're doing is we're using a special slate here to match what was existing on the roof. Unfortunately, the old tiles were in very bad shape, broken, and just deteriorated really, just due to their age. We're trying to sell those. We've got them on Gumtree, so if anybody's interested, go there. So now we've ordered these special tiles again, slates. You can see now the membrane is on, the vapor barrier membrane is on, and the timber battens are on. If you focus around, you can see now, alhamdulillah, what a view it is from up here. So when it's a nice day, it's really a pleasure to work up here. So here we are around the other side of the roof. This area here below us is actually the open space and the library area. If you focus to my right, you can see the work that we've already done. The glazed roof light that's been installed in phase 1 for the community hall, and the windows. These were all done about 9 months ago. And those slates. Now that's the finish we're going to get once this area is done. And the man who's done all this with his colleagues is Nick. Nick, how you doing, fella? You all right?
Couldn't be any happier.
Couldn't be any happier. Let me climb up. Nick, how's it going up here?
Absolutely fine. Everything's all going to plan.
Everything's going to plan.
Absolutely no troubles whatsoever.
Brilliant, brilliant.
It's nice to do something a bit different.
Yeah, yeah.
Rather than just doing domestic roofing all the time.
Yeah. And you've done similar jobs like this as well. So you were saying some of the other cathedral churches you've done as well in Birmingham.
90% of our work is heritage work, so
Yeah. And this is what it is. As a grade 2 listed building, it's very important that we get the right people on the job to get the right finish as well.
well, it has to look right at the end.
Yeah.
It's all to do with the finished look, and that's what heritage roofing is all about.
Yeah.
The right materials, the right workmanship, and the right finish, like I said.
Brilliant, brilliant. Nick's done all that roof for us and there was no hesitation in getting him back. We'll let him carry on, he's busy. Thank you very much, Nick, and guys, cheers. Okay, just before we leave the roof, there's a lot of interest and people have been asking, and the cameraman now just asked as well, what is this chimney thing behind me? Well, it's actually exactly that. It's a chimney which allows the ventilation of moisture, air with moisture or increased levels of moisture from the roof within out. So the Victorians built this 112 years ago with that in mind, to minimize any condensation from within the roof space and allow it to go up. So when you go inside the roof, you can actually see there's a large opening that allows warm air to escape to avoid it condensing within inside, which then creates a lot of timber rot issues. So it's quite a clever feature, and it's been dressed up quite well. We're hoping to change that as well. Assalamu alaikum. So we're here now back in the building, the community hall, and you'll see, alhamdulillah, if you focus down here, this now, okay, is the granwood tile. They spent 2 weeks doing this, and it's laid on a sand cement bed. One of the things we did was to make sure that each one of these tiles faces Qibla. So if you stand there, you watch me now. Anybody who's coming in here to pray, if the intention is that when this hall is being used for prayers, we'll lay some mats down. But to assist laying the mats down and making sure that they face the right direction, they'd follow the line of these tiles. And what you do is quite easily, there you go, I'm facing Qibla now. So each of these tiles is laid in the direction of Mecca. And therefore, you know, it reduces the opportunity of people praying in line facing slightly off. The other thing we've done is that these lines connect with the main prayer hall. In addition to having the floor done in the past few weeks, if you look up, you'll actually see now the glazing is in. All the glazing to create a space up there is in, and you can see that we're waiting for the doors, we're waiting for the wiring to finish. So alhamdulillah, some good progress from that side of things. We've also started sandblasting the arches. These arches have all been sandblasted. We're going to primer them and bring them back to the original glory, inshallah. A lot more cabling's been happening as well. The amount of cabling that's going in here is unbelievable. CCTVs, fire alarm systems, power, data, alhamdulillah. Just gives you a general idea of what's been going on in here. Let's go through to phase 2. Okay, so we're in phase 2 now, and if you remember when we were on the roof, the curved section, well, that's the curved section. You can actually see the sky through there. Since we last filmed, we've put in this floor. Another floor has gone in here. This will be the library, inshallah, and below it will be an open space for prayer. And again, you know, the roof works are continuing. And once that's done, then the building's watertight again, and we'll be able to start carrying on with the internal finishes. But alhamdulillah, you can see from around me how much space we're creating. Some of our visitors have been asking how we're going to get people from the main area over there. What we'll be doing is we'll be connecting a bridge across here to go through the arch, inshallah, and get access to this area. And this area, alhamdulillah, is massive. What we're going to have is bookshelves. There'll be a bookshelf from each one of these areas coming out, and then we'll have desks in the middle for study and access to all the library information, all the hadith, all the Quran, and other Islamic material, and secular and non-secular material here available for the children to come and access. So it'll be a beautiful space. If you look up, inshallah, even myself, I'm looking forward to coming here in the evening and studying and sitting here and enjoying this beautiful view. There's a lot going on here. The rooms we've constructed, but we haven't worked much within the rooms, although the central heating pipes for the upper floors have started to go in. But if you follow me through, we'll actually go upstairs. The staircase We, a couple of weeks ago, placed an order with a local company to get the staircases in. This is the first one they've put in. The second one is being fabricated. And in fact, we might even get a chance to go over, and it'd be interesting to go to the fabricator's workshop to see how they're getting on. So let's go upstairs to the top floor. This space, alhamdulillah, feels completely different. It's nice and warm up here, actually. I feel warmer with my jumper on. There's a lot of natural light coming in here. It won't be exactly like this because it'll be plasterboarded from the inside. We are looking to put roof lights in for more natural light to come in. But this is a massive space. Now we're having to put all the air handling units up here. So unfortunately, we were originally looking at having this as an open space. But unfortunately, we're going to have to partition this area off for some of the large air handling units to come in and be positioned here. But if you follow me through, what we're looking to do is to have roof lights put in to allow as much natural light as possible, and also one of them will open in full to give access onto the roof, and we're looking to do that on both sides, so it gives you a real idea of how much space we'll have here and the amount of natural light that we'll be having in here inside, inshallah, as well. This, inshallah, we've ordered a glass lift, and it will be a completely glass lift, not half and half. It'll be fully glazed, which will follow through from ground floor straight up to the top level, giving disabled access across the whole project, alhamdulillah. If you follow me through now, this area now we're calling it the area nearest to the clock area. It's difficult to describe. It's an open lobby area. If you come through, for me personally, I know we're doing a lot of work in the main buildings, and we're putting in floors and we're doing this and doing that. But for me personally, I feel that this is one of the areas where there's been the most internal change, where in terms of it used to be used for a little boiler area and it used to be used for the wudu area. So 25 years ago, this space used to be a wash space for wudu and toilets. And now, anybody who comes in here now who isn't familiar with the building, they would never know otherwise. And anybody who used to use the building from 25 years ago, there is a big, big, big change. Now, one of the things we've had to do is put steel beams in. We put steel beams in to support the roof because the timbers were rotten, and we reused the good timbers from here in the roof. We put these timbers in. We're waiting for the windows to come in, inshallah. Okay, let's go through the clock now. This is another area that's dramatically changed. I think when I was last here, we were looking to strip it. If you now come stand by me and look straight up, you can see straight through to the top. You can see straight through to the top, and actually you can probably see just about where the clock faces are going to go. So we're cleaning this area out where some of the timbers are heavily rotten, so we're changing the timbers in the clock tower itself, and this area here will become an office. Just this space here will be an office with a low level ceiling. Okay, that was a quick tour around the site, showing you the differences and the progress, alhamdulillah, with the will of Allah and the grace from Allah, that we've been able to do all this work. Recently we had a visitor, Sheikh Adnan, and we'll show you a short clip of his comments after he'd just seen what you guys had seen. The Sheikh came here about a year ago, alhamdulillah, and pleasingly he knows the building. He recognized what the changes were. So I thought I'd put some questions to the Sheikh. And firstly, Jazakallah khair for coming, and you're most welcome here. What are some of the changes you've noticed, and how do you feel about the project? If you can give us some feedback.
Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah, wa ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lahu, wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluhu. طبعا التغيرات، حدث التغيرات يعني في الحقيقة أمور ربما لم تخطر في الذهن، وأمور حصلت أفضل مما توقعته. يعني الأمور التي لم تخطر في الذهن ولم تخطر في البال ولم تكن أظن في المخطط بأن يوجد سرداب للمصلين، وهذا ما كان مطروحا في السابق. ففوجئت بحمد الله ببناء مثل السرداب هذا الجديد، بالإضافة إلى طابق ثالث أو اللي هو دور ثالث، وهذا ما كان متوقع كذلك وما كان ضمن الخطة، ولكن الحمد لله يعني الدور الثالث كذلك الأمر الجميل بأن الظاهر أخينا بلال من خلال خبرته أضاف أمور زائدة، منها غرفة تحكم، بحيث يعني جعل غرفة التحكم في المبنى كله، سواء من ناحية التدفئة أو من ناحية الماء ومن ناحية الأمور الأخرى. وهذه غرفة التحكم وضع فيها يعني شيء أكثر مما هو متوقع للمستقبل. يعني وضع كما يقال بدلا من هذا المبنى ربما يحتاج إلى 50%، هو وضع ما يقارب 100% أو 150% للمستقبل، لأن لو حصل لو استحدث مبنى جديد أو زيادة في البناء، فغرفة التحكم ممكن أن تكفي الكهرباء والماء وغير ذلك إلى 3 أضعاف الشيء المتوقع، بالإضافة إلى الجودة. يعني أخواتنا أخينا بلال يبني كأن هذا البيت بيته وليس هو كمشروع تجاري، بيته بحيث يتوقع ماذا سيحصل، فلذلك ربما يضيف بعض الأمور التي يتوقع ماذا سيحصل لو كان هذا بيت وحصل كذا، ماذا لو حصل نوع من الخرير، ماذا لو حصل نوع من الماء فاض الماء، ماذا. ومن خلال خبرته في بناء عدة مشاريع، فكان يستفيد من الخبرات الموجودة هناك وما كانوا يضيفونه، فيريد أن يضيفه هنا يعني من باب تحسين الوضع وتحسين. فهذه أمور في الحقيقة خارجة عن التوقع، ما كنت أتوقعها، ولكن كنت أتوقع يعني على المبنى المتوقع، البناء الطبيعي الذي ليس فيه نظرة مستقبلية. لكن يعني أخينا بلال جزاه الله خير، مهندس بلال أخذ ينظر نظرة مستقبلية لما بعد 50 سنة ربما 100 سنة إلى المستقبل، في كثرة الناس واحتياجاتهم وماذا سيحصل من ربما الأمور التي قد ربما تفسد البناء، فكان يجعل مخارج لها حتى يبقى البناء قوي وثابت بإذن الله تعالى. هذا الشيء اللي
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. The Sheikh, Hafidhahullah, he just began by praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And when he last came, other than just stripping out the community hall, there wasn't much done here. So he's saying that he's seen a lot of different changes, things that were in the planning stage, things that he didn't think were going to happen, but alhamdulillah, he's seen them now. One of those things that wasn't planned and wasn't in the proposals at the time was the basement in the community hall. That's something extra. Alhamdulillah, the Sheikh went downstairs and he saw what was there, and that the fact that you can have like over 200 people there for prayer and other facilities as well. And the other thing that wasn't part of the proposals that he also saw that he was very pleased with was the second floor in the old masjid, the extra floor that's now been put in. That again wasn't part of the proposals, it wasn't something which we originally planned. The Sheikh was just generally saying that he was very impressed with the quality. He was thanking you for your efforts in making sure that the quality of everything that's gone on, inshallah, in the building work is up to a very high standard. He said it's as if you're doing your own house, the way that you build your own house, the care that you take, the attention that you pay to the detail. One of the other things that he was very impressed with was the control room downstairs as well, that even though we didn't need all of those facilities and that much equipment there, we've planned for the future, we've allowed for extra capability, we've gone 3 times more than what we actually needed to do, just so that inshallah if there is scope for expansion or more projects, we'll be able to have the infrastructure there so that inshallah we can carry on. And so alhamdulillah, the Sheikh was very impressed with the quality of the work, the progression, and alhamdulillah everything that we've done so far.
Jazakallah khair. If there's anything else to add, and that is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us the opportunity and all the people who work with us to deliver this. And without His grace, we would not be able to do what we're doing. This is with the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who's allowed us to do this. And we're very fortunate to be able to be given that opportunity. Jazakallah khair for your comments. One of the things I'm really looking forward to myself personally is to see this school operational, to see the school operational and the people learning and being taught here, Quran, Hadith, and the rest of the secular and non-secular education. And above all, to see yourself come back here and give us a lecture in this hall, inshallah.
بس أودي لو تترجم نقطة، وهي أن استفاد ربما المهندس بلال من خلال خبرته في عدة المباني التي ربما أنشأها، استفاد كل إيجابية وضعها هنا من كل إيجابيات المشاريع التي قام فيها.
The Sheikh just wanted to add a point, and that was that he thinks that, mashallah, through your experience of working in the industry and the other projects that you've been involved in, alhamdulillah, you've brought all of the positives to this project, all of that experience you've brought into what you've done here at the Masjid and the expansion project here. So alhamdulillah, I think that's something also very important.